Swinburne University of Technology.
Hi everyone, in this video we are going to take our first look at the R interface, and then we are also going to have a look at a text editor that can be used in conjunction with R, and also a software which is called RStudio, which is more of kind of an integrated interface which combines R with File Explorer and some other bits and pieces. So when R is just installed as a standalone by itself, it looks something like this, and so it's a command line interface. So in order to get R to do things, we need to type in commands. At the most simple level, we could tell R to work like a calculator. So we can just type numbers in, we can type things in like we would a calculator, it will do things for us. The next step would be we might decide to have a vector called x which has some numbers in it, and so if we have a look at this thing called x that we've made, here it is, it's a vector with the numbers 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So you can see in order to get R to do things, I need to type in commands. R doesn't save all of these commands when I quit out of it, so this is why it's quite important to have a good text editor or some way of being able to save the R code. So if we jump over, let's have a look at our first text editor. This is called Tinn-R. So what I can do in Tinn-R is I can type in my R code, and you'll notice that it highlights. So we've got keywords here in blue, we've got things that I've made or named in black, and we've got comments in green, and we've got some loops here in red. So Tinn-R is color coding our R code to make it easier for us to read. It also has the ability to talk to R, so I can select a certain part of my R code and I can open up a R window, and so now when I select some code, if I select this and I press this button here which is send to R, it has gone and has sent that code to R and R has run it. So I'm not having to type out things twice, I'm not having to copy and paste, I can just type it into my text editor and it will transfer it automatically over. So there's a number of different editors that can do this. If you didn't want to get too complicated with your text editor, you could just use the basic Windows text editor. Won't have this extra functionality, but it'll still be able to do what you would like. In terms of the R code that I have here on the screen, this is all much more advanced things, that some of which we might come and have a look at later in the semester. So this was Tinn-R, and in your course materials I will give you a link, but you should also be able to Google search up Tinn-R. It's a free to install text editor. The other one that we are going to have a look at is called RStudio. So this is RStudio, and we can see that on the left hand side here we have the R console, and it's looking just like it did before, but it's a little bit more integrated now, where over on the right hand side we've got options to look at data, load data, save code. Down here we've got a file explorer. If we drew a graph, we'd have our graphing window. If we have additional packages that we're putting into R, they're all listed here. If we want to get to the R help, it's there as well. So what it's doing is it's taking a whole lot of different R components and bits and pieces you might want to use and setting it up so that you can see all of it on the screen at once. It's a little bit more complicated to use as you move from being a beginner user to an advanced user. Something like RStudio will be very handy if you've got different pieces of code, perhaps functions and things that you've programmed. You need to be able to see a lot of what's going on at once, then it's quite helpful. However, for this course we are going to focus just on using the basic interface. So this is what we have from having downloaded R, and outside of saving our code into a text editor, really everything we want to do we can do just with R here by itself.